What are some of your top recommendations for herbaceous perennials for people who are just getting into this idea?
Well, let's stick with the ornamentals for now. Three of those, actually all of those, are some of my top edible perennials because they're so easy to grow and they're quite productive. So
Mm.
let's start with hostas. Almost everybody who has an ornamental garden has hostas somewhere in their yard, and hardly anybody knows that they're edible here in North America. But in Japan, they're cultivated on a wide scale for grocery stores. You can find them as food in grocery stores. So, but you have to get them at the right time of year. This is where perennials shine is in the spring. So hostas, you probably know that hostas emerge from the ground as tightly curled spears. The
Hmm.
leaves are tightly curled up, and they'll come up, and the spears can be as high as 12 inches before they start to unfurl. And it's before they start to unfurl that they are a wonderful vegetable. So you can cut a hosta at that stage right down to the ground, and the hosta will respond by sending up new shoots, and you let those live. So you just get one harvest off each plant, and you
Hmm.
take those shoots and steam them for about 5 minutes, a little butter, a little salt and pepper, and they are delicious. They're very tender and mild in flavor, and they're quite versatile. It's a lot like asparagus. So I think everybody should be eating their hostas. So
Wow.
that's one. And then daylilies are also cultivated on a wide scale in China for the grocery store industry. It's a big food crop there. And they cultivate them for the unopened flower buds. They call
Mm.
them golden needles, and they use them in soups and stir fries. They cook them. Um, you can eat them raw. There are some daylilies that cause some digestive upset after you
Uh-huh.
eat them raw, but all of them are edible if you cook them. So it's quite a productive flower crop. I always put a few daylilies in my salad. One of the most popular ornamental daylilies is Stella de Oro.
Yes.
It's a short plant with big yellow flowers. You'll see them all over the place, and they're one of the nicest ones for fresh eating. But all of the daylilies are great if you cook them, and I often batter and fry them as tempura. They're very nice for that. So it's a
Mm.
wonderful ornamental plant that's really easy to grow. One thing I'm really passionate about is edible ground covers, and both hostas and daylilies make great ground covers. They cover the soil really effectively, so they keep moisture in and they prevent weeds from growing, which makes them very easy to have in the garden.
Mm.
And then the stone crops, autumn joy stone crop, the leaves are edible, and they're edible throughout the whole growing season. So if I make a salad, I would say about 25% of my salad is made up of sedum leaves because they add a really nice juiciness and a wonderful crunch to salads. Um, and some of them are very ornamental. There are deep purple sedums called Purple Emperor is
Hmm.
the cultivar name, and it adds a beautiful splash of color to both the garden and the salad. Now, Solomon seal is another one that forms an excellent ground cover. It's tall; it can be about 3 feet tall,
Yeah.
but it still forms a great ground cover. It covers the soil really well, and it's the shoots in the spring, just like the hostas. When the leaves are still tightly clasped to the stalk, you can cut the stalk down and then peel the leaves off and discard them because they're bitter, but the stalk itself is an excellent cooked vegetable. You can just steam it for about 5 minutes, and it makes for a wonderful asparagus-like vegetable in the
And
spring.